Everybody, it's Justin. I'm gonna stop. Then I'll start probably next couple of minutes. But anyway, so welcome to another episode of Grinding, and I am still playing Final Fantasy XII, and again I am trying to get to the goal of defeating the T-Rex that you saw eating me at the previous episodes of Grinding, and I'm gonna try to kill it, but with Van alone, or Von, or Captain Von Valdal Maskenroe, or whatever his name is. Anyway, this character is just really annoying to me. He's just kind of like there, like there's, I don't know, there's just no depth to the guy. But anyway, I think what the Lord wanted to talk to you guys, talk to us about today was, hurry. That there is a goal, there is a finish line, and to hurry. And when I hear that, I kind of struggle with that, because I like to take my time with things. I like to try to be set at my own pace, but not everything is on your time schedule. Not everything's on your time schedule. Not everything is going to be in accordance to what you feel you're ready to do, or whatever it is. Some things are just simply a matter of, hey, this needs to be done by this time, and that's just all there is to it. And I get apprehensive about things like that too when it comes to my spiritual life, because I'm like, man, I hope that I didn't miss anything, because I was depending on my own calendar, my own clock, my own time to get something accomplished, rather than really listening to what God was saying, and I missed something and things like that. And it's just a scary thought, and I frankly don't even like to think about it sometimes, most of the time really. However, I must concede that there is a time for everything. Paul talks about the time to love, time for anger, time for this, time for that. And I think you just have to kind of press into the Lord and be like, what are you guiding me towards? And like, when do you want me to get there? How do you want me to get there? Can I afford to keep on putting it off? Can I keep on affording to put it off? So then, I will now share a horror story with you. I don't like sharing this story because it has me thinking about things. But there was a buddy of mine, and we knew each other in high school and everything, and we were cool. Actually, we were cool all the way up to middle school, up to high school and everything. We was cool. Now, we didn't hang out a lot because, well, me leaving my mom, she was always afraid that someone was going to steal from her, so she never wanted anyone to come over, be frank with you. Which is whatever. Probably just right, some of the people I was hanging around. But anyway. But we never hung out. But years later, when I became a man, I saw him at a party. It was some kind of party downtown, and I was like, oh, what's going on, man? And I was like, what's going on, etc., etc. And he was like, what's up, what's going on? You remember who I was? Well, then again, most people don't forget who I am, because you're that weird guy with too much hair probably. And we hit it off, and I have no chill with Jesus. So if I really believe what I believe, then yeah, I am going to talk to you about Jesus at some point in time. Otherwise, I am kind of a monster, because I believe that there's only one way to God, which is through Christ, and I believe that there's the eternal two destinations in which you're going, either with him or against him, and that he puts people who are against him into this sea of wrath that is actually on fire, physically, metaphysically on fire and everything, that just burns forever. And I'm not going to tell you about him. No. No. If I gotta lose a little bit of ego by witnessing to a person, not haphazardly, not stupidly, be helpful, have some equity with people, minister to them, etc., etc. But I'm going to talk to you about Jesus at some point in time, because I think he's just that good. Even the hell aside, I just think he's that good. I really, really do. I am completely, totally convinced and adamant about the fact that I think that Jesus is just that good. So I will share him with whomever, however, whenever I so choose to do, because there are eternal implications of that anyway. So deal with it. Anyway, as I'm so standoffish about it. So, talked to him about that a little bit, and I get his number, kind of chatted up a little bit from time to time, and then lose contact with him, and I'm growing in Christ more, and then he comes up. I'm selling cars at this point in time, so there's a video that I have about how I came to Christ, or not come to Christ, but I came to my calling, I should say, and came to that calling, and I was working at the car lot, so this is about the same time that happened, and I was working there, and then my homeboy shows up, and I was like, what's up? So he wants to buy a car. He buys a car from me and everything, and he is just tickled pink about it and everything. It's like, oh, cool. So again, I'm supposed to be dropping off the keys to him at where he works, and do that and everything, have a good time, say what's up. He's like, thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm like, cool, man, you know, if you need anything, just let me know. He's like, yeah, man, that's great. So we're talking. So I have his number, and again, he's fresh in my mind, and I keep getting this nudge to call him up. And God's like, knocks on my door, and he's like, you should call Rick. And I was like, okay, I'll do that. And I put it off. You should call Rick. Like, yeah, I'll call him, God, or I'll call him. You should call Rick. Months pass and everything, and at this point in time, I don't have the sense or discernment or whatever, you know, to know that knock means something. So one day I get a call when I was at the car lot, and I get this call where one of my other high school buddies calls, and she's like, your homeboy Rick is in a coma. He got into a car accident. And I'm like, oh God, really? So I prayed for him and everything, and I think like the next day he was dead. And that story that actually did happen is not a melodramatic story. It's not something I'm even comfortable sharing a lot of times. But I have learned this, that sometimes there is a time limit. Now, am I saying that I affected the man's eternal destiny or whatever, you know? I don't know what that phone call was supposed to be about. I don't know what any of that was supposed to be about. I don't know if life could have been saved or not saved. I don't have no idea what could have happened with that. I simply don't know. And there is a comfort in doing your own thing or whatever it is, but there's no peace. Because when God calls you to do something, it should fall with peace, despite what happens to you, despite the hardship, despite the difficulty, etc., etc. You have the peace of knowing that you obeyed God. This is one of those now few incidences since that incident in which I do not have a total peace about that. Now, I'm going to let the devil use that to guilt trip me and shame me and all that type of stuff. No, there's no guilt or condemnation in Christ. None of that's going to happen. No. I used to be up in the night crying and weeping about that whole incident. Not because of, oh, I messed up, but because, you know, I was thinking about his mom, you know, I was thinking about him, because I think about eternity, you know, I was thinking about all those things, and at a certain point in time when I saw that passage in the Bible, I stopped, because I simply do not know. But that's kind of the point, is that obey because you don't know. Obey to have the peace of knowing that you said yes to God, and despite what happened, at least you'll have some peace about the fact that you did what you're supposed to be doing. That's what you can't trade in. You cannot trade that for anything. So when God's telling you to do something, do it quickly. There's a 10-second rule that people talk about. First 10 seconds when God touches to do something, and you know it's him. First 10 seconds, just go for it. Go for it all the way in. So that's just my encouragement to you guys, is that so you don't have something like that. And that's not a regular thing or anything like that, you know. But hey, you don't know. So I don't know what blessing I could have given to Rick, or could have given to his mom, or whatever. I don't know. I really don't know. But I know that despite what happens with Rick, or what happened to, or in this situation and everything, despite any of that kind of stuff, that God can still turn even things like that and turn to his good. Turn into something good. Because he takes what the enemy wants, which is death and destruction and stealing, killing, and destroying. God still takes all that stuff and still does something good with it. So, again, I believe there's that sovereign will and that permissive will, that God will take even the terrible tragedies of life and he will still restore. He will still find a way to squeeze something good, something that's of him, into it. And this goes back to my belief that the God doesn't have to like kill and make you sick and give you cancer to teach you a lesson. No, he has a full book for that. Okay, he doesn't have to do that. There is an enemy though. There is an enemy, and that enemy is not playing around either. You know, God's not playing, the enemy's not playing. He's playing for keeps also. But the cool thing about it is that, as we see in, I think it's 2 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 8, that had the enemy known the plans of God, he would never crucify the Son of Glory. Which means that God's always playing 10-dimensional chess. So if we say that the enemy's playing 4-dimensional chess, we say that God's playing 10-dimensional chess. And he's using even the sacrifice of his own son for his glory, to save mankind. So what the enemy meant for evil, to try to destroy the Lord of Glory, because remember, he's been trying to stop God's plans all the time, which is why he keeps on killing children. You see this theme over and over again, where all the firstborns got to be killed. Even happened when Jesus was born. It's like, yep, kill all the firstborn. Why? Because the enemy's trying to get ahead of God, but there's no getting ahead of God. Jesus allows the enemy to do that in order for this ultimate sacrifice of sin to happen. So now he doesn't have this one Jesus to deal with. He has people of the same spirit who, if they would simply say yes to him, would bring about greater glory to the earth. Because Jesus said, it's better that I leave now so that the Comforter will come. Now is that time. Just to say yes. And to hurry and say yes. Send me, I'll go. Send me, I'll go. There is an end. There is a finish line to the race. There is a time. There is a season. So, let's get into season. Let's make sure that we are hurrying. I'm going to get jumped right here. Let's make sure that we are hurrying. Let's make sure that we are running the race well. And let's say that we are moving in the sense of urgency around us. You don't want to jump ahead of God. You don't want to do that. You just want to be within his timing and rest in his timing as well. So when he tells you something, when he says, hey, who shall I send? Or if he says, I'm going to send you, John, Pete, Derek, whoever else. When he says that, let your response be quick and say, okay, I'm going. Where are we at? One thing that I do now, when I get up, is that I have my wife and I yield to God. We just both ask, okay, God, how do you want me personally to yield to you today? And then we ask, God, how do you want us to yield to you today? Because that shook me. That did shake me. And I would rather have the discomfort and have peace rather than having the comfort and not having the peace of obedience. Nah. So from that incident, that's not going to happen on my watch. Never again. No, 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 no. So God took that incident and has been giving life from that. And maybe I need to say hi to his mom. Just thinking out loud right now. So, alright guys, I know that's a heavy one for you, but hey, this is heavy stuff. There's no such thing as having a personal relationship with God without having things get personal. Never let anyone tell you that it's all intellectual. It is not. It is personal. I can almost guarantee you that most of the people who distance themselves from the church did not distance themselves from the church because of ideological intellectual differences. They distanced themselves from the church because of the way that they were treated. It was personal. Something was personal. Something personal happened. So then, this personal story is just part of a personal salvation that God is working out in each one of us. So then, I encourage you guys, finish well, finish your race well, and walk in obedience, and hurry. 10 seconds, send me, I'll go, all like, let's go. I'm in. Alright guys, loves and hugs, and I will hit you guys up next time, which will be tomorrow. If you want to support me, you can do so in the links to the description below. It's a Patreon and music and other interesting things. So, that's my time. Loves and hugs, and bye-bye. Thank you once again to my Patreon supporters. It means so much to me. Just look at them. Just look at these people. Just look at it.